Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's Jennifer Oliver O'Connell. As the girl turns, and you are in my orbit on Substacks, X, wherever you might find this video. Happy Tuesday. For some, it's a primary election. For the state of Alabama, it's a primary runoff election. The Attorney General's race, the Lieutenant Governor's race, the U.S. Senate race, as well as a couple of local state commissioners and Public Service Utilities Commission races went into runoff. And so today's the day we decide. And, as my day is usually busy on primary day, just because I'll be covering other races as well as the races in Alabama. Got it in early. Came out here. I was voter number 22 at my local precinct. And here's what I love about where I live as opposed to where I used to live in California. And we see the shenanigans that are going on there, and the sadness and the apathy and the anger, rightly so, among the people who actually do care about their vote and care about the actual process and the people that they desire having a fair shake in the process. But I digress. I got tons of stories on Red State as well as my colleagues about that, so go check them out. But what I do love about the state of Alabama, voter ID for one. I have to show my ID. They verify that the ID matches up with what's in the voter rolls, and then I sign acknowledging that, hey, it is me who is casting my vote and no one else should be able to. The second thing is just that you get to, you get ample time to vote, either via absentee ballot or, 7 to 7, 12 hours, during the 12 hours of the day. And, life here is different than lives in the bigger cities, which is one of the reasons why we moved here. So you got the time. And so it greatly annoys me, not only as a woman and as a black woman, but just as a citizen of the United States, when people say, well, I'm going to sit it out this time because I don't like their campaign ads. They just got nasty and ugly. It's just like, how freaking lazy are you? It's damn lazy. It's also a spit in the face of people who have fought, died, advocated, present and past, for your right to cast your ballot. And thirdly, you're not going to change the laundry, let alone change the country or your local precinct, if you don't bother to make your voice heard. And one of the main ways we make our voice heard is by the ballot, by the vote. So that's what has greatly annoyed me about this process, and that's anywhere where it is totally jacked up. And I'm not saying we don't have our issues here. Trust me, I've covered a number of stories about illegals and non-residents of Alabama casting votes. So it happens, but to the degree where in California, where you got an entire skid row, people who have no homes, and advocates go and say, here, vote for this person, and here, sign your ballot, and they cast their votes waiting one way or the other, in their months-long voting, that doesn't happen. So the potential for corruption gets less and less the more guardrails you have around it. And again, if you are someone who is apathetic about voting, well, that's the easiest way that someone not only can maybe use your name to cast a ballot because you haven't voted in a while and people know you are apathetic, but it's just disconnecting yourself from the process that, one, our country has established, our state has established, and that makes the most difference, particularly in local elections. That's an even greater annoyance. Is that is where your life can be greatly affected, is getting engaged locally. That's what matters in public service commissions, with your utilities. We got issues with water in our little town. and wanting to build a $1 million sports complex that for our little town of less than 20,000. These are problems. These are problems that could be solved if citizens bothered to be engaged. And the number of citizens that are not, that are just apathetic or get bent out of shape over stupid campaign ads, because they are stupid. It's part of the silly season. It is our job as voters to go to these candidates' forums, to dig deeper, to actually go here. And there's been plenty of opportunities. Another thing that I love about this is that I've gotten the opportunity to actually hear U.S. Representative wanting to be Senator Barry Moore and Jared Hudson and other people. I've gotten a chance to hear what they have to say and meet them personally and shake their hand. You get those opportunities, take them, and then do your research and vote accordingly. But don't sit out. Seriously, I hope, of course, I'm around a lot of people as a journalist, as a political. I'm around a lot of people, a lot of forums, and the apathy of, oh, it's just a runoff. Well, I'm whoever wins, I'm good as long as they're a Republican. That's nonsense. Stop this. Go make your voice heard, and then go get engaged locally where it matters, and that's going to make the biggest difference in your life. Presidential election is 4 years away, and we shouldn't even be talking about it. We should be talking about who we're going to line up locally to take over our our local boards, our mayorship, town councils, all the nine. That is, if you're engaged on that level, then you're more than likely to produce quality people and quality candidates who can go to the next level. But as long as we're playing softball and games and just ignoring and assuming someone else will take care of it, this is how you get craptastic government and craptastic circumstances and laws like you do in this state, but especially in other blue states that we like to tisk and look down our nose at. But that how you get there is the way you're acting now. So that's my TED Talk today. Hope you go out and vote, and we will see what the results are in the end. It's Jennifer Oliver O'Connell. As the Girl Turns, you can find me on Facebook, X, Instagram, Telegram, Truth Social, Getter, Gab, and Blue Sky. Hope you have an awesome day, afternoon, evening, weekend.